With Nissan's all-electric Leaf winning the European Car of the Year last week, it seems that the future of motoring is turning a definite shade of green, and so is this. It's the latest addition to Honda's hybrid lineup, and it's a new version of the updated Honda Jazz Supermini. It was unveiled in Paris back in September, and not only does it promise to be one of the lightest and greenest cars in their lineup, with prices starting at $15,995, it's also going to be one of the cheapest. It's quite a popular car, so they've kept changes at the front pretty small. The headlights have been changed, and there's some blue inserts on this hybrid model, and the front bumper's also been given a restyle. But the really interesting stuff is all hidden beneath the bright green bodywork. Inside, it's a familiar story. The Jazz is as easy to drive as ever. The steering's really light, and although they've apparently added a little bit more feel at high speed, it's very easy to manoeuvre around town. And the CVT gearbox, which replaces the I-shift robotised manual that was in the car for the last 4 years, is very smooth, although it's a bit more suited to cruising at low speeds than it is to pressing on, and gets quite noisy and jerky if you try and demand too much of it. There's a little readout on the dash that if you push the eco button tells you how much fuel you're using, and if you're cruising at around 25 to 30 miles an hour at a constant speed, the engine will actually shut off and you'll be on electric power alone, although unlike a Toyota Prius you can't pull off in electric only mode. Honda's engineers have also done some things to improve the suspension and the quality of the ride, which was always a little bit jittery before. It's good, it's more composed over big imperfections in the road, but it still doesn't quite settle and isn't a match for the class leaders.
The hybrid Jazz uses the same petrol-electric drivetrain from the Insight Hybrid, which means a 1.3 litre petrol engine with 101 brake horsepower is aided by an electric motor, which can add up to 78 Nm of torque. On the road, the system works quite well, with the extra assistance from the battery making the petrol engine feel almost turbocharged. But unfortunately, the hybrid Jazz isn't as economical as you might think. It produces 104 grams of CO2, and the combined fuel economy is just 62.8 mpg.
The other drawback is that the range for the standard car starts at 11,295, and an extra £4,500 is a lot to convince someone that they should be driving a hybrid. Honda's aim with the hybrid Jazz was to normalise the technology, so it just feels like another addition to the powertrain lineup rather than a special eco model. And in that they've succeeded. It drives and feels just like the rest of the range, but it's a lot more fuel efficient. The one we've tried here is nearly £18,500, which is a lot of money for a Super Mini, even one that's as practical and spacious as the Jazz. Because it hasn't dipped below the magic 99 grams per kilometre barrier, it isn't road tax exempt and it isn't free from the congestion charge. If they had just gone that little bit further, there might be a reason to buy the Jazz. But as it is, this feels like something that's going to be a niche product. There'll be a few Jazz customers who will buy it, but only around 10%. And for everyone else, there are better hybrids and small diesels out there.